Hi there, SixofQueens here, and learning still sucks. Last lesson, I was working on Parisian Street Scene and getting rather frustrated with it. See, the book recommends that this be played at a tempo of 96 BPM, but almost the entire thing is made up of eighth notes in 4/4 time, as opposed to most other pieces that I've played up to this point that might have a smattering of eighth notes, but is mostly quarters, halves, wholes, dotted halves, all that stuff. So playing a 96, if you're mostly have a piece composed of quarter notes and half notes, feels half as fast as if you're doing it and everything is quarter notes or everything is eighth notes, especially if you're alternating hands between them and trying to do pedal work between every bar, which is just another added complexity to it. And quite frankly, it was really pissing me the hell off, which is not a good place to be, especially on a piece that earlier on in the week, so I was editing the video for this, so it reminded me of this fact. I thought I would be done with this in like 2 days, because it's not hard to play slow. When I was playing without a metronome, it wasn't really a problem. However, I think at the end of last lesson, I brought this up, but at the very least, between lessons, I kind of formalized it in my head. One thing that's a bit odd with this one is usually with pieces that have a tempo that are this fast, they will have an intermediate tempo or intermediary tempo that you'll kind of stair step your way up. This one doesn't have that. So I am going to provide that for them. So I hadn't worked out exactly what tempo I'm going to do it at. Probably 84, 86, and then bump it up. It might be 84 because there's something else I play that's at 84 BPM, and that is my little bit of nice warm-up. See, that's a nice one. I'll see if that's too easy to play at. I mean, I might even play it at 90, for all I know. Combed in. Here we go. Wow, great start. Not the greatest warm-up session I've ever had, but then again, they never are. So, Parisian Street Scene. Gonna try it at that 84 BPM that I just had it set at, and see if that's too simple. I don't necessarily think that the reason I was having trouble with it yesterday is because I was kind of tired and foggy-headed. I mean, I was, but actually, now that I think about it, I don't really have anything to base that off of, but I'd rather start this out and then realize that I can step my way up rather than just go with my old tried and true method of bashing my head into a wall over and over again until either I pass out or I go ahead and break through the wall and then pass out. All right, still having trouble with that. Yeah, even at this 84, it's tough. It's a lot to keep in mind to do really quickly but incrementally. It's having to come off the pedal while coming off this last held, not really chord, but it's this three note arrangement. So I'm holding down the pedal while I'm on it. I need to come off on them at the same time, hit the next note, and then step down. But I need to make sure that it's distinct and in those steps. Otherwise, I press down and I'm carrying over this held note from the previous one. Like I've heard it. I don't know if it comes through, but I can hear it when it happens, and the whole thing just kind of blends together into this really ridiculous amalgam. And it's just sloppy. least one. I don't think I got a solid good one the entire last time. But coming off of this, is tricky every time. I almost messed it up the last time too, but just managed to squeak it out. But listen carefully, it sounded sloppy. It was hit really uncertainly. Keep working on this then. Okay, technically that was 2 in a row. So 84 to 96 is 12 extra BPM. So I did it at the 84 all right. So gonna intermediary, bump it up to 90. Doesn't feel much different, but it's gonna be a little different. And I don't know what to do about the fact that the sustain pedal walks back on me, because I have it laying on carpet. And I don't have anything big and heavy enough to put behind it to keep it from gradually pushing back. I think it'd have to be real big and fucking heavy to do that. Nope, messed it up. Did it again. Clearly, this is the one to hone in on. Not as easy as that 84 was. much like I did yesterday, and maybe it helped and maybe it didn't, but playing it a little bit better and a little bit less sloppy today, and hitting this 3-note chord, not really a chord, but whatever. Actually, I'm sure it is some chord of some kind, I just don't know what it is. But holding this as maybe help, maybe not, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again for a little bit, a couple of minutes. Skip ahead in the timeline if you don't want to just watch me sit here and hold my hand in a really weird, contorted way. But I think it helps. I think it builds up musculature in the forearm. And as long as I'm doing it in a way where I'm not feeling a lot of strain and pain and pressure in my wrists, like in the bones of my wrist, then I think it's only helping. And I know this is in a really, really early video. This is going to be a deep cut for some of y'all, that my ring fingers on both hands are actually really weak. And they have a really difficult time operating independently of all my other fingers. And it was one of the earlier kind of hurdles that I had to overcome, along with, posture and tensing up in my back, which, hey, a year plus later, it's not even an issue that I need to worry about anymore. So some progress gets made. It takes for fucking ever, but it gets somewhere. But this feels like stage 2 of kind of working in some of the strength in this arm, or in both, but as is often the case, the right arm and the hands on the right arm, I just saw a fly buzz by. I know, right? It went right in front of the goddamn lens. Oh well, whatever. What was I on? Fucking, my train of thought derailed and hundreds of neurons were killed. My ring fingers and my arms just need extra work done on them. On my right hand, that's where I was going. My right arm, more than my left arm, as has been consistently the case ever since I started. So, seems like that's been long enough. Keep going, and maybe I can get to the point where I'm happy with doing it at 90 by the end of today, and either tomorrow, if I manage to get to it, or next week, I can start back at 96, and hopefully I don't have to spend 2 full weeks on this one fucking piece. Oh, turn on the metronome would probably help. Ooh, that was awful. Supposed to slow down on that last bar, but oops. Come back here, pedal. I must go now. My home planet needs me. Five, four, three, two, one. Cool. All right. Well, I don't know if it was just having a better night's sleep yesterday or if it was actually going ahead and stair-stepping up from 84 to 90. Still have the 96 to get to. Honestly, not 100% happy with where I was at 90. Um, it what keeps happening is it's that little bit of slop coming in where things aren't ending and starting cleanly, and I'm not coming in and hitting that first confidently, especially when coming off of the if I don't know if you heard it, but on that first strike on this, I'm not hitting it's something closer to that. They're not all hitting either together or I'm hitting something else with it. Or I'm not hitting everything and maybe my middle finger R3 isn't actually pushing down B the way that it should be. I don't know what it is, and usually by the second time I'm hitting that trio, I'm hitting it better, but it's almost as though the weight of anticipation, knowing that I'm about to hit it and knowing that I have problems with it, causes me to have problems with it. But as soon as I do actually hit it and know that I've got past that first part, that first strike, then I'm okay and then I can hit it fine. Other than repeating over and over and over again, I don't know how to get past that and get past doing that better. But I don't think I'm going to move on from 90 just yet. I may have an entire additional practice session at 90 before even thinking of bumping up to 96. So this piece may take a lot longer than I anticipated and a lot longer than any other piece has up to this point. It's, for sounding very simple, it's very complex to play, at least for me at this stage, quickly. But figuring all of that out is going to be for another lesson. So, if you'd like to see what it took for me to get this far, then you can either click up here or the link in the description below to catch the entire series from the very beginning. And if you'd like to find out where I go from here, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload next. Let's see what, if anything, I learn next time.